Tonight's headlines are brought to you by McDonald's and Marianas Coffee.
Good evening, Commonwealth, and thanks for watching the Channel 2 News. I'm Sakurako Halstead.
And I'm Dan Shore. Let's take a look at tonight's top stories.
Marianas Beach Resort, formerly known as the Hyatt, softly opens its doors.
And Ed Propst, 10 years in the legislature, will soon softly close his office door.
Also tonight, the Peace Corps revisited, the hardest job you will ever love.
And in sports, on a rainy day, CNMI Davis Cup tennis action from the land of Bahrain.
Stay with us. These stories and more are next.
This holiday, would you rather buy this TV or get one for free? For a limited time only, bring home a free 43-inch Samsung Smart TV when you sign up on Link with DTV Plus today. Just imagine your favorite movies, shows, and more, all in stunning quality on your brand new screen. Visit DocomoPacific.com or see us in store to learn more. Docomo Pacific, better together.
Hey CNMI, it's David Hood, and I'm here to tell you the former Hyatt will reopen November 25th. Welcome to the new Loyalty Club. Giovanni's, the coffee shop, Miyako's, and even the former Regency Club. Come spend the night with us. You should see the pool. It looks amazing. Look us up on Instagram or Facebook. Can't wait to see you here. I just want to take a moment to personally thank everyone in the CNMI for the unwavered support in the reopening of the former Hyatt. Thank you so much.
I love Marianas Coffee. Come join me for a cup. I think you would be really happy.
Two all beef patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun. Two chicken patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, and pickles on a sesame seed bun. Two all beef patties, two chicken patties, lettuce, cheese, chicken patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, sesame seed bun. Two delicious patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun.
It's not a Big Mac. It's the Chicken Big Mac. Get it while you can.
Hafaday, Tirawami, and good evening, Commonwealth.
You're watching the Channel 2 News on November 25th from our studio high on Capitol Hill.
No, it's not a Sheraton yet. Nonetheless, the former Hyatt has a soft opening. Let's take a look. Marianas Beach Resort, formerly known as Hyatt, has opened its hotel doors today. From the front office, Pinani Tae, with almost 2 years' experience in food and beverage service from the previous Hyatt, says this is what she remembers.
I would say I just enjoyed it, and it was different compared to other places I worked.
What makes it different?
The people, the standard, I guess, and overall, I would say the guest experience.
This is how she feels working in the familiar environment.
Excited. I'm just excited to see what's to come next.
General Manager Gloria Kavanaugh says 72 rooms are open on the North Tower, what used to be known as the Regency side.
Today's day one, it's starting out slow, but, we're still very hopeful. David Hood promised that we will open in November. I don't think that a lot of people thought that we would, and but now that we are, I think it will pick up in December. We definitely have some bookings or promises of bookings, basically, for December, and we're very hopeful.
Kavanaugh says their very first guests were from Hong Kong, and although it's a slow start, there's more to come.
A lot of people are excited about the opening of both the hotel as well as Giovanni's for Sunday brunch even. So right after Thanksgiving on Thursday, then we have Sunday brunch, and every Sunday from then. And then we're starting to open the Miyako for dinner starting December 6th. And so we'll have dinner at Miyako on Fridays and Saturdays starting next week.
As the hotel opens with a different name than announced, there has been some confusion from the public. There are several aspects to bring the hotel up to the Sheraton standard, one of it being IT.
I don't think that there's really much to say about it, only that it takes some time. And for people to be patient, we are working on it. We're working with the Marriott Group to make sure that we have everything that we need. But it is a slow process. I mean, to get the IT, it typically takes about 6 to 9 months, but we're trying to speed that up. And they've been very helpful to make sure that, our IT manager is communicating to their IT department, who both of them are communicating to the vendors.
The Sheraton grand opening is projected to be sometime in second quarter of next year. Kavanaugh says the property is dear to David Hood, and the work they are putting in is recreations from his feelings of nostalgia.
He just looks at the place with a different eye, and he goes, that's what I remember, and that's what I want to recreate. And so it's been kind of fun, a little bit stressful, but really kind of fun to try to get it to what he remembers. And I think what everyone remembers and why everyone always came here. And so that's why we always say welcome home, because that's what we're making. We're making it a home again.
In 1 month plus, Ed Propst will pack up 10 years' worth of keepsakes, collected pictures, note papers, and computer chargers. He will fill boxes with memories that echo the laughter and tears that filled the legislature hallways and back rooms, from negotiations met and conquered and battles won and lost. We are fresh off the hotly contested delegate race, where he came in second to the newly elected Kimberlyn King Hines.
Am I okay? I am great. I am fine. I knew that early on, you always run to win. But there's always the possibility of not winning, and you will lose. So we had to prepare for both outcomes. And when the results came out, I was honestly surprised, as were of course, my supporters, my committee, my family. But we accepted it. We accepted it and looked at things, and we move on.
His choice to run means he must soon vacate his position as the floor leader of the House of Representatives.
Anything I've ever accomplished is not by myself, and I've said this repeatedly because it takes a team effort. You have 20 members in the House of Representatives, right? And you want to move something and have them vote on something and pass something. You need 11 of that 20 to consider that bill and pass it and move it forward for the best interest of the people. So anything that I've ever done has always been a team effort.
Following his early experience in the communications arena, Propst is proud of having helped introduce transparency and accountability on the Hill.
If you remember the very first time I ran, the sessions were only broadcast to the news station, to KSPN, right? And I said, we have to broadcast it all around the world as much as we can. And I would do that on Facebook Live. And it was very an old technique. I actually had a TV monitor shooting cable sessions on cable. And then I'd take my little camera, my phone, and my chief of staff would record the session on this grainy TV.
Ed has great admiration for those who will continue the work of serving the public.
The big thing is, you don't know the challenges until you're actually in that office and you sit in that office. And when I was, very active and very, active in social media and just in the newspapers and writing about things and issues, and I decided to run, it was a big wake-up call. Being in that seat versus just being from the outside looking in. And when you get in there, you realize the demands on the position. You're asked for everything under the sun, and saying no is one of the most difficult things.
When asked about where the future might lead, Ed said that yes, he is an excellent bush cutter, and yes, he would love to curate a true, freshly sourced and sliced deli counter, but he has yet to decide on his next career decision.
I really have to look at the last 10 years as being one of the most beautiful things, and I can't, public service is something that you really have to feel and lead from the heart. And the problem is, a lot of times you just are financially challenged, and that's what I mentioned earlier. I want to give so much, but I can only give so much.
Now, on the subject of Ms. King-Hines working within the halls of a divided U.S. Congress,
I think she has the ability to go beyond the party line. She knows, she lives here. This is her home. She knows our challenges, and she's going to take that to D.C. and I'm sure do her best. How her colleagues respond to that, time will tell. But I think they'll be very responsive in a positive way.
Obviously, this story is not over. Edwin Propst isn't going anywhere. He and Saipan are sandwiched together just like Spam and cheese.
Coming up, a Peace Corps veteran returns to his island memories.
And days of professional development in Superior Court. Next on the Channel 2 News. We can't wait to welcome you back. Beginning October 16th, the doors of Miyako will reopen. Alongside the tranquil ocean and vibrant gardens inside the former Hyatt, Miyako will offer 2 weekday seatings for a special Japanese lunch buffet. Make your reservations Monday through Friday by calling 670-488-1000 and indulge in authentic dishes, including fresh, never frozen salmon and tuna. Make new memories at an old favorite. Make it special. Make it Miyako.
Premium office space available now at the Hermosa Vista Business Park on Capitol Hill. Upgrade your work-life balance and enjoy a distinctive blend of location and nature with open spaces and ocean views. It's the perfect place for creative professionals who want real results. Call us at 670-483-4750 or email hvsaipan@gmail.com.
Welcome back, and thanks for tuning in.
Every year during Thanksgiving week, Superior Court takes a break from the serious business of crime and punishment to focus on professional development, team building, and, yes, fun. This Monday and Tuesday, the judiciary, judges, and staff take time to reward themselves for a job well done, to study how to do their job more judiciously, and to share a communal Thanksgiving. Judge Teresa Kim Tenorio.
Every year, the week of Thanksgiving, for the first 2 days of the week, so Monday and Tuesday, we have our professional development series. So that's what's happening today and tomorrow.
Ms. Tenorio says there are team-building exercises with court staff from Saipan, Tinian, and Rota, as well as legal training sessions where staff share lessons learned from stateside programs.
I think that our professional development series is important for the judiciary staff because we take a holistic approach. We talk to them about their work and how to improve upon their work, but we also focus on their mental being, health in terms of nutrition and so forth. So it's a holistic wraparound series that we present. We also recognize our employees of the year. And of course, we share turkey on Tuesday as part of our Thanksgiving celebration.
During a typical day in Superior Court, one could expect to hear a somber hush envelop the courtroom. Decisions about defendants and their alleged victims is serious business, but on this day, the court is a well-placed place of some well-earned levity.
Right now, we have our team building exercise, and you can hear a lot of cheering in the back. So we're very excited about this, and we're happy that we're able to do this every year for our staff. This year, we are doing it here at the court as opposed to at another venue, and that's mainly because of the budgetary constraints, but we do recognize the importance of having this annually for our staff to help them. It's the one time of the year that we are able to get everybody together and recognize all the hard work that they do every year because they are the engines of the judiciary. Everything they do allows the judges on the bench to administer justice in our community.
Judge Tenorio wanted to express this to the people of the CNMI.
Given that it's the week of Thanksgiving, I'd also like to wish everybody in the CNMI a happy Thanksgiving. Despite the difficult economic times, we still have family, we have love, we have friends, we have community. And so I want to say happy Thanksgiving on behalf of the judiciary and the other bench members to our CNMI community. Thank you.
Formed in 1961, the Peace Corps is an independent agency of the United States government. Over 240,000 volunteers have served throughout the world during its 60-plus years, and one of those volunteers has been welcomed home to the NMI. In the mid-1960s, Joe Green served in the Peace Corps on the island of Tinian. During his 2-year tour, he taught English to grades 1 through 8. One of his former students, Carmen Muñoz de la Cruz, now married to historian Don Farrell, created some history of her own as she and fellow classmates welcomed her teacher back to his island home for a fond reunion.
Well, I was her teacher back when I came into the Peace Corps. This was 1966 to 1968. She would have been in my 9th grade class on Tinian. And then at that time, Tinian only went to the 9th grade, so she left and went to school, probably on Guam, I believe, to finish up high school. So I was the first Peace Corps volunteer ever sent to Tinian. And so I was the only white guy down in the village with the people. I had to sink or swim, get to know the culture, get to know the language. And like you said, the kindness of the people is amazing. And once they kind of knew me and got to trust me, I really had a great experience with my Peace Corps teaching in Tinian.
The Peace Corps was created to assist developing countries by offering skilled volunteers to provide mentorship in the fields of health, entrepreneurship, and in education. Educators can make a lasting impact on their students and their parents.
One of the Chamorro parents, a parent of some of my students, she made this. She took one of my shirts and she used that shirt as her pattern. And then, of course, she had her own cloth that she bought, and she made this. Now, this would have been 1967 about. So this is, more than 50 years old. This is 55, 56 years old, 57, and it still fits me. I mean, I've gotten a little bigger since then, but not much, and it hasn't fallen apart.
Joe may have made an impression on the islands, but they too made an impression on him. Since he was last on these islands in 1980, he lost two of his best local friends, Manuel Cruz of Tinian and Frank Camacho of Saipan. It was part of his decision to come back.
One reason was to go to the graves of my friends who had passed away. I was telling people the other day, when I left the Peace Corps in '68, I went to Rhoda, because I'd never been to Rhoda, and that was on the way home. And one night I went driving around with another Peace Corps volunteer, and we parked by the ocean. It was nighttime, and the moon was out, and the waves were crashing in, and we were just talking. All of a sudden I burst out crying, just out of nowhere. And I just realized that I was only 20 years old when I came out here into the Peace Corps. The greatest adventure of my life was over. It just sort of hit me that it's over. I mean, you just don't think about it while you're going through it. And it was that, whatever it was about that experience that kept drawing me back. And I think a big part of it was the kindness of the people.
The Peace Corps, the hardest job you will ever love, had about 15,000 active volunteers in the 1960s. Due to COVID and other considerations, the number is down to around 2,400 today. A Peace Corps reunion on Saipan is in the works for April of next year. Joe Green is expected to attend.
Coming up in sports, CNMI versus Philippines. It's Davis Cup tennis action in Bahrain.
Find a plan that goes with your flow. Get unlimited local talk, text, and data at the most affordable rate with Unlimited Flow Postpaid.
Dreams since like baby, I've been joining forces with the likes of an A-team. Jumping off of buildings used to be so stimulating. Now I'm reaching new heights, I'ma need the off-whites. Play with the fire, you get burned. All of my struggles became lessons well learned. I got his eyes, they keep me grounded, that's for sure. Cause one day we gon' make it out this earth, where's your worth?
The king is back like prodigal. I've been gone, I gave him time, it's been too long. Politic, if I want it, I'ma get mine. Never fake the funk, can't perform for your empire. Snatch him out the throne, make them all fall in line. I let the clock tick, count down, cause I'm the headline, the deadline. Big time. I'm ahead time, the rare kind. Big time. I'm a living legend, lethal weapon, mastermind. Big time.
Buenas sports fans.
Buenas sports fans! The NMI plays the Philippines in Davis Cup action. This is tennis between countries, and the NMI is no longer part of the regional Pacific team. We are a standalone country taking on the big boys. Let's take a look at the action from the Middle East.
Davis Cup is the world's largest annual team sporting event. Over 150 countries square off each year to crown a Davis Cup champion. The U.S. has won 32 of those championships in the well over 100 years of play. Italy is the defending champion. NMI previously played Davis Cup as part of the Pacific, but this year, for the first time, NMI is appearing as its own country, and the team traveled to Bahrain in the Middle East to do it. Robbie Shore, member of the first ever CNMI Davis Cup team.
It's been great. Being part of this team gives me a lot of motivation. I get a lot of support, and we've been playing really well. Everyone's been playing really well, 9-0, and yeah, we're getting the results that we want. We're playing really good.
NMI went through their bracket unscathed. NMI beat Laos, Bhutan, and the Maldives. Colin Sinclair leading the team. He's taken time off from the professional tour to make the trip to Bahrain. NMI earned the right to play the Philippines, a country with over 100 million residents. Shore on his thoughts going into the Philippines match.
I think we have a good chance. It'll be really tough. They have a lot of good players, but I'm looking forward to the experience, and I'm looking forward to giving my all for the team. First the Davis Cup for NMI, and I'm proud and honored to be a part of the team and to be playing for our nation.
In the first singles match against the Philippines, CNMI number 2, Robbie, was beaten by the Philippines' number 1 player, Eric Olivares Jr., 6-1, 6-0. And it was up to Colin Sinclair to extend the match. He lost his first set 5-7, but came back 6-4, 6-1 to beat the Philippines' number 2, Alberto Lim. And this would send the match into doubles. Sinclair used to play for Pacific Oceania before the NMI was admitted to Davis Cup. Doubles would decide the outcome. Let's take a look at the action. NMI in gray, Philippines in white. Winner will advance. Just an unbelievable effort there by both teams. The Philippines would take the match. They clinched the win when Gonzalez and Alcantara beat Sinclair and Shore in doubles 7-5, 6-1. National team captain Jeff Race said despite the loss, CNMI still had an impressive showing in its first ever Davis Cup competition. Philippines was the best team here out of 15, and we are the second best, said Race. With a population of under 50,000, playing a country with a population of 117 million. The boys did pretty well. They are on their way home. And this week it's the girls' turn. And the team is anchored by a recent college graduate from Georgia Tech, the NMI's Carol Lee. Hey, golfers, come north and practice your game at the Marianas Driving Range. New Year's local specials. 10-piece coupon books available for just $60. That's a $10 savings. Want to get really good? Come work on your swing every day for just $99 per month. It's our practice pass, and you're going to love it. Grab your passes and go straight to the range. You can social distance and chip all at the same time, and the views are free. Reserve now at marianastrekking.com. You can pay online, open 7 days a week.
Here's the weather. After some thunder and rains today, tonight's forecast includes 30% chance of more scattered showers with isolated thunderstorms. Low temperatures around 78 degrees. Tuesday, milder with only a 20% chance of rain with highs of 88 and lows around 78. The sun has set tonight at 5:44 p.m. and will rise tomorrow at 6:24 a.m. A new day, like the rumble of thunder, is a reminder that change is constant. After many a storm, a rainbow appears, and after every darkness, lightness shines. And I will see you in the water or on the land.
That's news, sports, and weather. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, CNMI. We will see you again on Wednesday.